Welcome back, everybody. Another episode of North Journal Podcast tonight, sitting in the cabin. Danny's watching, what were those, moose?
Those are moose.
Would you stop that? That's creepy. He's watching moose fight on
Moose fight in a driveway.
on Facebook.
Hey, so we get our latest and greatest information.
Yeah, okay. So we'll do some sharing here, and we'll get this rocking here real quick. And we got a question for y'all tonight, and we're going to publish that right now. So answer away, because we want to know.
We do.
All right, so let's get this sharing done, and let's get on with tonight's show.
Absolutely.
How you doing tonight, Dan?
I'm not doing too bad.
Not too shabby?
Not too shabby.
Alrighty.
Just getting our shares out of the way here.
I'm tired tonight.
Sure.
It's been a long week.
You can say that again.
Work was not kind this week. All right, let's...
2 more to go, and I will be ready to go.
And... there. Got her done.
Got her done?
Got her done. Yep.
Excellent. Right now.
And...
turn your volume down.
Yeah, I got my volume down. All right.
There we go.
Got a few people in the house tonight already, so that's
Lucas
good.
is in the house.
Lucas
Miller.
Browning, Jim Miller.
Jim the Killer Miller.
So, check out the question. You got your Christmas shopping done yet? Yes, all finished. Still working on it, or haven't even started yet?
Right?
I've started, but we just started. We're working on it hard this week.
There you go.
Our kids, they don't want presents. They want money.
2 weeks from Wednesday, right?
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yes, sir. 2 weeks from Wednesday. So, are you ready?
Yep, let's do it.
All right, let's get this thing on the road. Here we go. Stand by in 3, 2, and 1. Welcome back to another episode of the Up North Journal, everybody. I'm host Mike Adams, sitting in the cabin tonight on a Sunday evening. Dan DeFaw hanging out. And I see Tim Cius is on. Dan Groth is on as well, checking things out. Dan, we've got to get in touch with you so I can, Danny and I can get over and start thinking about shooting that Winter League.
There you go.
I think that's a Tuesday or Wednesday night.
And before we go any further, we need to talk about some things.
Ethan, want to talk about a few things?
Yeah, let's talk about some of our supporters.
Well, let's do it.
How about we talk about huntersblend.com?
There you
Getting
go.
close to the Christmas season, you can get a Christmas pack and go over to huntersblend.coffee.com, and on your checkout,
Right there.
that's right, you can use the promo code capital UNJ. You will get 10% of your order when you check out.
10% off your
10%,
order.
yes. And make sure you get it in there if you want it by Christmas.
That's right.
Good underneath the tree.
That's right.
That's right. And then, hey, why not put some scents under the tree?
Cents?
Yeah, that's right.
Gonna make it smell good?
You're going to make, you know what? You could take the pine, spray the tree with it.
Or you could use the earth scent and put that underneath, like at the base of the tree.
There you go.
Use them both.
That's right. And if you go over to buckbaits.com, and you can use the promo code Up North Journal and get 20% off when you check out.
There you go.
But yeah, you could use the pine for the top, earth for the bottom. Why not?
Right. But that's not all.
But that's not all, because while you're smelling the tree, you're going to have something cooking.
That's right.
You know what? And what better way to have something cooking than with Rebel 6 rubs on whatever you might be cooking for added flavor.
There you go.
And if you add the promo code North Journal when you check out, you get 20% off there.
There you go.
So you can Christmas shop with our supporters, and there you go.
I'm going to be taking this with me this week.
That's right, you will be.
This is the Buck Baits Elk Urine Cow Estrus. We're going to be using this out in the field on the hunt this week. Hopefully at the end of the week.
Saturday morning, right?
Saturday morning. It's 7:42, I think, is legal shooting light. Or
Is that what it is?
7:41.
Okay.
Yeah. I've got it on my phone. I've got a picture of it. And I've got the legal start and end times.
That's a good thing to do.
Hopefully I won't need the end time.
No, we just want about an hour or so into the first time, and let's just get it over with.
You know, and speaking of that, we will not be doing a show next weekend because I will not be here.
He will not be here, and I'll be up there, and
Yeah, you're going to be with me too. So.
Yeah, I'll probably be on my way back or something, and
Right.
so so we won't have a show next week. So we will have a show after that and the end of the year, and then we're another year gone by.
That's right. And then we're into 2020, and then ATA kicks us.
Yep. And I tell you what, are you ready? Are you ready for your hunt?
I was working diligently today and yesterday getting ready for the hunt.
Well, you called me yesterday and you were driving around the country looking for ammo.
I was frantic.
Yes, you were.
I went to 4 different places looking for ammo for my 7mm. I got a 7mm rim mag Browning X bolt that I'm using, and that ammo is not cheap.
No, it's not.
But I just wanted one more time out on the range to verify. And the first time I took it out, made sure everything was sighted in. I was using the lead sled, and I thought, I just really need to go back and do some shooting, just like I would if I was in the field.
Okay.
So no sled. Just get on a rest, get out there, pound some down the range. And I usually use Winchester PowerPoints, and for that gun I had 175 grain, and I had, 6-8 cartridges left. I thought, I need to go, if I'm going to go out and shoot, I got to have some ammo.
Right.
But I looked, and I could find that brand in every other caliber except 7mm rim mag. I mean, I found it in a bunch of really obscure calibers as well.
Okay.
But not in that. And I did not want to switch, but I was forced to.
Right. So what did you end up buying?
Something that I've used before, Remington Core-Lock.
Okay.
And I found it 175 grain, and bought a box of those. And
then you were off to the range.
Yeah, I shot, 8. Yeah, I think I shot 8.
Okay.
Yeah, I ripped 4 at 200 yards, and then I went down and shot again at the 100 yard. At 200, I was hitting probably in a 4 to 5 inch group.
Okay.
Hard to see at that distance, my age.
It's a little tough to see at that distance. But okay, so 4.
And I wasn't shooting on a sled, like I said. I was just shooting off rest, and man, at that distance, at high power, my breathing. I mean, I really had to slow things down.
Oh, you could see the movement in your scope and
that
little tiny
yeah
target you were aiming at.
Yeah, at 200 yards, that's
right.
So I bared down on it pretty good, and I shot in an acceptable range from like I said, it's probably about a 4-inch circle. But everything seemed to kind of drift to the left a little, which had me a little concerned. So that's another reason I wanted to go down and shoot the 100 and see if it was, is it me? Am I pulling on the trigger pull, or is it the ammo?
Right.
I mean, like shotguns, certain guns like certain ammo.
Did you shoot 2 of, like, I'm just going to throw out a number, 2 of I'll call it the old ammo, and like 2 of your new ammo side by side to see?
No, I just shot the new ammo because I knew that's what I was going with.
Okay, so you just switched over right to the new ammo and.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't want to start mixing and trying to compare and contrast. And I took 30-06 out as well, and shot that at 200 yards, and it's well within acceptable range as well, about the same. And actually, I was surprised that it was actually shooting a little bit higher. I was shooting 150 grain for that caliber.
Okay.
I really don't want to use that rifle unless I have to.
Well, you always take a backup just in case. You never know what's going to happen.
Yep.
So you'll have your guns and your ammo ready to go.
Yeah. And at 100, went down, shot first 2 shots, a little bit left.
Left again.
Yeah, shot a third, and I mean, I really tightened up and just laid down hard on it to see if it was really that or if it was me, and it was left, and it was about 2 inches left, or no, 1.5 inches left. So I went 4 clicks. Went 4 clicks right at 100 yards. It has a 1/2 inch out at 100.
Okay.
On the neck, I was like, done. Put it in the case.
Yep.
We're good.
Call it good, and away you went, right?
Yeah, and I'm glad I took my 30-06 down to the 100-yard range and shot it as well. And it was shooting high and left 2 and 2. And I'm like, that ain't good. I actually shot that quite a bit. and just to verify. And I'm like, okay, I don't like to make big adjustments, but I want 8 and 8. Come down 8 and 1 over to the right 8, and touch the next one off. Dead center. I was like,
There you go.
it's like, okay. And then I verified, and 2 more shots after that, and actually they were just below the dead center one.
Okay.
It was like a ½ inch out, and actually put 2 through almost the same hole.
I think you're ready to go.
I mean, it tore. It was one hole. It was just a little elongated.
Now, you got your guns ready, and you're feeling comfortable with them. Good to see.
Yep.
Now you were shooting kind of on a rest, but are you prepared to take any kind of shot here? Or
I got shooting sticks. Yep.
okay,
Yep.
and trust me, I'm not going to use my. You let you use my shoulder to put as a gun rest. That ain't happening
Why not?
because I like my hearing. Okay.
I'll bring you earplugs.
Thanks.
And I'm gonna get a hold of my guy this week. Try to figure out, okay, what are they seeing right now? Are they seeing where are we going? Is it gonna be a spot and stalk? Is it gonna be a drive around, find them, on the public land? Are we gonna be sitting in a gun blind waiting?
You gonna have Dan run through the woods screaming his head off, pushing elk?
Yeah, we could have you do that.
No, we're not.
Why not?
I just want to offer it up and say no.
But you're hoping to go with?
I will be up there. I'll probably come up Friday night. I'll hang with you Saturday and a little bit of Sunday before I have to come back, and then I got to go back to work. But we're gonna think positive here. I want this done like within the first hour, okay?
First hour after sunlight.
And we got our rope over there, and you and I can just
That ain't happening.
We can drag it out.
That ain't happening.
No?
No, that ain't happening.
Huh.
Nope.
It will be interesting. I hope you do get. I hope you get one early enough, because I would like to see the whole process of you getting it. Have to obviously tag it. Then you got. I think you got to take it to the DNR.
Yep.
Well, Friday night you've got to go to
Orientation,
right?
Yep.
Now there, you're going to get your license, and they're going to talk to you a little bit and the procedure, right?
Yes. Yeah, you gotta go through almost like a 2-hour deal.
Is that what it is? What
Yeah.
time is it on Friday?
1 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they said roughly 3 o'clock. So
Okay.
that's about time to get done. But yeah, basically, this is an elk.
Well, we've already had a couple.
We had 2 bull shot here in Michigan.
2 bull shots
up in that area.
Up in yeah. I don't know. I haven't heard if they've captured or invested or
They're still investigating.
Okay.
Last I heard, but
right. That's the thing. So you got to do an orientation on Friday.
yep,
Season for you starts on Saturday,
Saturday morning.
and the whole process. I think it'd be really cool to see. If you're lucky enough to get one, you drop it. From that point on, what's the procedure of getting it tagged, verified, whatever the DNR does their side of it.
Right. Yeah, it's a little bit involved.
Right. So it would be a good involvement if you are in that situation.
Right. So hopefully that's the plan, And if I'm fortunate enough to tag early enough, I'm heading back over to our deer camp.
You're going to head over to deer camp.
It's muzzleloading season, and I got a couple tags that I can still fill.
Right, and that's one thing. Now, muzzle loading, but in certain areas you can use any caliber, right? Rifle.
Yes.
Is that CWD thing?
It's a CWD thing here in Michigan. Yes.
All right. So
Yeah, there's been a lot of confusion over that too.
well, that's somebody made the comment about our DNR digest that looks like almost like a Christmas tree with all the different colors and
It does. It looks like a Crayola box of 16.
right, exactly.
Different crossovers and different zones, and
Well,
it's a nightmare.
how's the weather looking? Are we looking at a blizzard? We looking at
Snow's coming Wednesday. Temperature's going to drop. I looked at extended forecast, and it looks like it's going to be in the high 20s, maybe 30, 31-ish.
that ain't bad. It's
Cold at night, but
it's typical.
cloudy, snow showers here and there. It's Michigan. It's December.
December in Michigan,
especially northern Michigan.
well, you can also get the
Lake effect.
the lake effects. You can get the cold snap. You can get it's Michigan.
Right.
So weather looks typical.
Yep.
Not not here comes a foot of snow and you're gonna be buried in, right?
I hope not.
Right. That can happen anytime. All right, so you got your ammo. At the orientation is when they deal you your license, right?
Yeah, I've got my receipt that I purchased. It's just it's a receipt of purchase of the tag. You don't get your hunting tag until you complete the orientation. Then they take your receipt and they give you your tag.
Oh, almost like a certificate of completion.
Yeah, so you have to show up
Right.
in order to get your hunting license.
You listen to us for 2 hours, you can have your license.
Yep.
Well, that's good.
So, but yeah, today I ran through all my camo and all my scent lock. I got 2 bags plus.
Right.
We got it all down to 1 bag, so just narrowing a lot of stuff down, a lot of early season stuff that I don't need. Went through the backpack, got rid of all the archery stuff out of that. Anything that I really don't need, just trying to keep the weight reduction down so I don't have to take a lot of things with me.
You have to wear orange.
Yes.
I'll ask right now because I know I probably would bring orange, but I got to wear orange too as well, right?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Okay.
I think
I'll have it with me.
Yeah.
I'll have a vest at least with me.
Yeah. I've got a couple hats and a ball cap and a vest in orange. So
Right, exactly. And I'm going to be trying to run as light as possible because the only thing I want to carry is the camera. So
yeah, well, that's the plan.
yeah, that's the plan. The camera and a tripod, and I'm good.
So we'll see what happens, guys.
You know what? And actually, yesterday wasn't a bad day to get out and practice either because it was cloudy.
beautiful.
It was cloudy.
Yeah.
So you didn't have the sun effect of it, but it was actually a good day to get out and do some shooting. So
It was about 35, maybe even 38, 39 degrees. It was pretty warm for this time of year. And no wind at all. I mean, it was really nice. I was the only person on the range, which was really nice until, on the 200-yard range. And then I stepped down to the 100, and I had shot the 7mm first, put it away, and was getting my 30-06 out, and a guy pulled in. And actually, it was a new member. A guy had just joined the range.
okay.
So it was nice. Got to meet him, talk to him a little bit, and went down, hung targets, and you do the range talk, and it was a good time.
What was he shooting?
He was shooting a 6.5 Creedmoor.
Oh, okay.
He was putting a scope on it, getting ready to go lynx and bobcat hunting up in Canada.
Neat.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh, that sounds really cool.
So yeah, it was nice to just chit chat with somebody that I hadn't met before and talk hunting and talking guns and all that kind of good stuff.
Excellent, excellent. So you're ready then, is what you're saying?
As ready can be.
Nervous?
Apprehensive a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it's a big animal. And as everybody knows, my season hasn't really went all that well so far. I've got 1 deer in the freezer, and yeah, there's kind of some things hanging around in the back of my head. So that's another reason I went out and shot.
And this will be the icing on your cake.
I hope so, and then go back over to deer camp, and if I could, hit 1 or 2 over there, that'd be nice.
Right, exactly. So
Close the season out and come home and have Christmas.
that's right. We could have Christmas and into the new year, and it would be all cool. But it's going to be, I think, just the opportunity you're going to have is going to be awesome.
Well, I'm going to go and I want to take it in. I want to enjoy it. This is probably a once in a lifetime hunt.
Well, it's a once in a
10-year hunt.
10-year hunt, right?
Yeah, and it's taken 20 years to draw. So
right. So
I want to take it in, soak it in, and enjoy it. I don't want to just rush through it. And I mean, if I hit one, opening morning, that's fine, fine, dandy. But I just want to soak it in and really take it in and enjoy it.
Exactly. Every moment that you're doing it is going to be an enjoyable moment.
I think so. It's going to be something different. So
That's right.
well, speaking of something that's not different, we need to take a break.
Oh, let's take one.
So we're going to step outside, take our first break. We come back. We got a couple little things we want to talk about. So we'll be right back after this. And for those of you on the live stream, we've got the question of the night up. Let's see how we're doing. 75% of the people are still working on buying Christmas gifts.
There you go.
Somebody or a couple people have finished already, though. There's 25% says yes, they're all done.
Oh, already finished, huh?
Nice.
Nice.
But nobody has yet said they haven't even started yet, so that's good too.
Right.
Oh, here we go up here.
Hey, if you got any questions, don't forget, give us a call. Type it away.
I say, you going to give your number out?
No.
Give us a call. You mean shoot us a message there on the
Shoot
on
us
the
a
chat.
message on chat.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Welcome back. Second segment of the show.
Second segment of the show, and we talked first segment about elk hunting, which is in the lower. And actually, somebody asked me today if we have moose hunting.
Not yet.
But not yet. I know there's been a couple of wannabes that said, "Hey, let's have a moose season." And I don't know the number they have up there for moose. I don't remember the last year's count.
The last time I heard anybody talking about a moose season when they first started, that was like 2-3 years ago. They said that like the initial hunt would probably be like 5 or 10 moose. You know, there wouldn't be very many, just to kind of get rolling. And actually, I saw a number. I was getting all my elk stuff together today, all my paperwork.
Yeah.
And I noticed there was a chart in there, and it showed all the seasons and, you know, how many tags they had given and how many were taken. And I want to say the first season they had, it showed was either 20 or 30 tags is all they gave. And it was like the first 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, and then it just kind of went up and up. And it's one of the I don't want to say better controlled hunts that this state has, but it is very controlled.
Yes.
And they come up with some numbers, pretty exact numbers. And it leads me into my next exact numbers thing.
Okay, here we go. Let me get my popcorn.
Yeah, right. So I just happened. This was a month or two ago, and I got this copy of the Michigan Outdoor News.
For all those who are new to the show and maybe just tuned in, right there's his name, Dan DeFaw. Send all comments to Dan DeFaw.
So two things caught my eye. Wolf shot in self-defense, which was kind of interesting. But the one here at the bottom, and I've heard this before, is at least at the time of this printing of this September, at least 3 hunting dogs were killed by wolves.
Okay.
Now, wolves being protected as they are, I struggle with an interesting fact here that these guys are taking their animals out, training them. These were bear dogs that they were being trained, and they had them out in the woods. And the one this article is written on, he let his dogs go. They went and treated a bear, and all of a sudden, you know, he tried to get to him like you're supposed to. But when he got within close enough of driving, he could walk to where he was going. He started walking, and all of a sudden, you know, the youngest one met him on the trail. He says, "Ooh, that's kind of odd.
Something ain't right."
Yeah.
Something's going on. Yep.
So when he got closer, the other dogs were nervous at the bottom of the tree that this bear was in. And then one of his dogs basically had gotten eaten by wolves. What he said in this article was they basically ate its guts and cleaned its ribcage.
Wow.
Right. So I was just, you know, you hear this more and more about.
Now, how did it say how close in proximity that was to the treed bear?
They said in the article it says where the one was killed. He says they were nervously at the base of the tree.
I wonder what the bear was doing. Was the bear nervous, or was the bear being a bear?
The bear was probably.
I would think a bear could take a wolf out.
You know, with all the commotion, my guess is I bet you the bear sat still. With all the commotion below him, he's probably not doing much. Yep, when he got to the tree and the other hounds were nervously mulling about, basically the wolves ate all the guts. So, my question is, and the Michigan DNR confirmed, but it goes on to say that this has kind of been, since 2014, there was a large spike in dog-wolf encounters. But since then, there have been, it's leveled off. Okay. So, and then right next to that, the wolf shot in self-defense. The wolf came into this guy's yard, picked up one of his dogs, took it off into the woods. The guy ran after it with a shotgun, shot to try to scare the wolf. It dropped the beagle. It looked at him and charged him. Got to within 8 to 10 feet, and he shot it.
The wolf.
He shot the wolf.
Okay.
And he says if it wouldn't have been for having a gun, he probably would have been dinner.
Right.
He says it was like basically in one of those movies, the eyes, and this thing was just coming at him. the DNR went out and investigated it. Basically, he said in the article that he dropped the shotgun and just ran, got out of the woods with his hurt dog. So the prosecutor did not charge him with anything because it was self-defense.
Okay.
So with this stuff going on and everything that we hear about, and it's amazing that because this is a protected animal, and I know these encounters aren't rampant,
Right.
but why not scientifically? Let's say, hey,
Let's put a thumb on them.
let's put a thumb on them, kind of watch what they do, because basically what wolves do is they will stay in an area where there's food until the food's all gone, then they move on. In the article, it said that we have 662 wolves.
Oh, they know exactly how many we have, huh?
Give or minus, I think it was 69.
Oh, that's a pretty exact number as well.
How do you know that?
I don't know.
Well, see, this is what's bugging me. Is I go to the UP all the time, and I see the complaints. I know the deer numbers were down this year. Now, were the deer numbers down because of hunters, bears, coyotes, or because of wolves? It all has to play together.
Mm-hmm.
But why couldn't we can hunt coyotes, we can hunt bears, but we can't hunt wolves? So here's my complaint. My complaint is why not put them under a scientific category of being controlled, because we are having encounters. Sure, it's not every day.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw, I think it was in the news this week, they had a black bear, I think it was over in New Hampshire, running around the town. That's not good either.
Right.
So, I don't know, it just bugs me that these people lose their dogs and everything. And basically the one guy shot in self-defense.
Right.
But we have no means to control.
No, they're hands off right now. Where do we stand as far as the endangered list? Are they in Michigan? Have they been taken off? I know there was talk about it.
There was talk. I haven't heard the official where we're at with that, but it just you start reading these articles and it's like, man, but there's nothing you can do.
No.
It's kind of that helpless feeling.
What gets me is they've brought back a predatory animal and turned it loose because it once roamed here. I mean, if we had saber-toothed tigers, they're going to turn them loose too. Yeah, I mean, I'm just
Theoretically, if yes,
if
and then all of a sudden it starts eating people.
yeah, just because it once roamed here, I mean, I know they're no longer around, but when we have predatory people, we lock them up.
Right.
We try to control them. We try to maintain control of them so they don't hurt other people. It's
and it just
I don't get it.
right, and it's just one of those things that I hear about. I hear about it up north all the time. Whether I'm in the store, whether I'm at the local restaurant, you always say one thing. I always throw a little bit of sugar on whatever everybody's saying, and I always want to ask them another question too, because a lot of people think it's always the wolf. It also depends on how many bears you have too, because bears is a fawn killer just as good.
Yeah, we've seen that at our place.
Correct. So, yeah, if you got wolves in your area, yep, you're gonna have a problem. We heard them this year up there. My cousin shot a 6-point in October, lost the blood trail. Well, my other cousin found it a couple days later, floating in the river, half eaten by wolves.
Okay.
So, obviously, it didn't go to waste, but they'll be in that area for a while because we have plenty of deer. I know that.
Right.
And it's not uncommon to hear them take one down every night if they're in the so-called mood. But let's get somewhere and let science play the game here and look at it scientifically and says, hey, you're going to tell me we've got 662? I'm going to call you on it and say, prove it.
Yeah, that's a pretty exact number, and then the plus or minus 69. I mean, how does that number come into play?
Right?
If they said, "Hey, we got approximately 650 wolves in the state of Michigan or in the UP or wherever they're measuring," and that's plus or minus 50, we think, that's a lot more believable,
right,
than an exact number, and then an exact plus or minus. If you know plus or minus an exact number like that, that's not a round number. To me, there's just something wrong there.
They'll tell you it's their
Algorithm?
thank you. And it's like, yeah,
Right.
okay.
Well, that's exactly what it is.
Anyways, that's my soapbox of the week. Actually, I don't get on too many soapboxes. I
You
let
don't.
you do it.
Yeah.
But it's just bugging me that we're having things happen. And basically, being a protected animal, you better be darn sure if something happens, you leave the scene intact.
True.
I mean,
Yep.
in the article it said he left the gun, the shell even ejected, and he just ran out of the woods with his hurt dog to get his dog better. And then when the DNR came out to investigate the area, they saw the shell, they saw the shotgun, and they saw the blood where the wolf was, and
Footprints, I
yeah,
assume.
and so he had basically the story to back him up.
Right.
So, just a word of caution: if you have an encounter, and it turns out whatever way, make sure you leave, back out, call a DNR, get them involved, say, "Hey, this happened," and have it taken care of the right way.
There you go.
Prosecutor deemed in that case was self-defense. So,
Well, let me ask you. I'm going to play devil's advocate
Sure,
here.
go ahead.
I'm going to stir the pot just a little bit. You know, here recently we've had some legislation crafted to try to change game laws. Should our legislature get involved in this and try to legislate something to keep these wolves in check? Would you be in favor of
No.
that?
scientific, just like the baiting thing. What we need to do is, I think we need to step back and we need to see who's running this place, who's running the insane asylum.
Right.
To have 6 months of public opinions before they go and make a judgment ruling, and basically they go and do nothing, tells me it was all almost like smoke and mirrors. Yeah, we listened to you, but we're not going to do anything.
Right.
And the CWD thing, who knows how that'll turn out. You hear some stories of, oh, we're done taking enough heads, we're not going to take this. We hear how bad CWD is, and oh my gosh, the world's coming to an end. But then you hear side stories of, but in that county, they're taking the carved deer on the side of the road, and they're just going to go dump them off in the woods.
Right.
Well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
If we did that, we're not even supposed to transport so-said deer out of so-said county.
Right.
We're supposed to debone it and make sure.
Turn in for testing, the head in for testing, and all that.
Right, and it's this stuff. It's the little stuff that's building up that they need to turn around, maybe reassess who's running it. Maybe need to reassess who's on that board. How do they get appointed? Maybe it shouldn't be so political. Maybe it should be, I guess if we want to say bipartisan or something, where it's not just necessarily one side or one group.
Or somebody who has a vested interest in another group that's directly opposing.
Right. So
No names mentioned on that.
no, not at all. But it's just that stuff there that needs to, I don't know.
Well, we're preaching to the choir on it. I really think
I
that's
really,
the problem.
I as far as that in the state of Michigan, we are preaching to the choir. But if these frequencies of these wolves encounters start happening, then something needs to be done.
Right.
It happened once that it was self-defense, but that's not to say it could happen again. Right now, it happened once. Dogs are getting attacked. I think it said 4 livestock
Incidents.
incidents this year, 3 with cattle, and 1 was poultry.
Okay.
There again, those people, that's their livelihood.
Yeah. Yep.
If they're using the livestock to make money or to live off of.
I think if they can prove it as a wolf predation on their livestock, I think they reimburse them a certain monetary amount for that livestock.
Okay.
So
There you go.
not that they ever get their money back, but
Right, exactly. So, nope, that is my soapbox for this night. I just happened to, I was meaning to bring that over a couple weeks ago, and I had to dig it up because it was just. And some of these people, these dogs, are better than family to them. So to lose your dog that you have a vested interest in,
They're working
training,
dogs. Those are-
working,
yeah.
it's got to be heart wrenching.
Well, not only heart wrenching, but I mean, there's a lot of money and time invested in those dogs. A lot of money and time. I mean, bear dogs, just like coon dogs. Depending on the breed, and those things can be in the thousands of dollars.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I feel better now.
Okay.
Cup of coffee, get
Yeah.
off my soapbox.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good now.
All right. I tell you what, why don't we go ahead and step outside? We'll take our next break. We'll come back. We'll continue the conversation. We'll be right back after this, folks.
That's right. And when we come back, if you got any questions for us,
Did you see who's on? Mr. Hecht is on. Greg Hecht from the gym.
oh, look at that.
The boys are down in Cancun. They're down there where it's nice and sunny and 80. They've probably got drinks in hand, their toes in the sand, probably got a girl on each arm. I know how those guys roll.
Really?
Oh yeah, that's where they're at. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. They left Thursday actually.
Oh,
So,
really? Is that so?
well, hey, if you can, you can. I
Right?
guess.
And look at this poll. 44%. 33% now haven't even started.
Wow. Gotta get busy, people. That's Santa's coming, man. You better get the presents bought.
Hey, come on, people, make it simple. Rebel 6, right here, back on the screen.
That's right.
Get out there and look at it. And
You want to give a couple suggestions next segment?
Let's do a couple suggestions.
All right, we can do that. All right, here we go. Stand by. 3, 2, and 1. Welcome back. Third segment of the show. I see AJ Regal's on. Dan Anderson.
AJ, the buck killer.
That's right. Tom Gensel, Dan Groth. Tony Smith, Mr. Hecht, Jeff Hoke. Mr. Lincoln Roan himself is on. So we got a bunch of people up in the cabin tonight.
And Tim Cius is on.
Mr. Cius, you know what? And it's funny, you mentioned that, and I've got it right here.
There you go.
The per plate.
All right, so we're gonna step out with approximately, what do we got going on here? We got approximately
Today's the 8th.
14, 15, 16 days.
16 days.
Before the big guy comes down the chimney.
That's right.
So you got some time. One of the first things, you got a turkey hunter in the family. Turkey calls, yep, got pot calls, got mouth calls, but does he have a per plate? There you go. The per plate. Something just a tad different that not everybody has. And it's kind of cool. Tim Cius sent this to us. And if you want something just a little bit different for that turkey hunter or turkey hunter beginner, the per plate gives a nice purr to it. And you can get those if you go to limwalkergamecalls.com. And see him on Facebook. He is from West Virginia, down in Harts. And a perfect gift. He can probably have it to you by Christmas.
Tim, if you're still on, let us know. Let us know how you're sitting with product, and if that's something that's still available to get shipped out by Christmas. I'm pretty sure you can, but
Right.
especially with expedited shipping, the way things are nowadays, I would assume you could.
Yeah, you probably could.
So,
But you know what? Just some other things. Our sponsors that support the show have come through, and I tell you what, we've Rebel 6 rubs.
yep.
If you want to try it, get into their website at rebel6rubs.com.
I had some last night.
And what did you have? Uh-oh, you're laughing. What did you have?
What do I always have?
I
I didn't eat popcorn, but I did use the dragon dust.
on what?
Ramen noodles. Or ramen noodles, however you want to pronounce it.
Ramen noodles and dragon dust.
And boy, was it hot.
Not that you put boiling water into it, but the spices were hot.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, how was it?
It was good.
Was it?
Yeah, I liked it. I just want to try something different.
Well,
I didn't want to cook. I didn't want to just, have to dig something out of the freezer and thaw it out, and didn't want to cook a big meal. I was a little hangry last night, and I got home from work. I had to work the weekend, had to work the Nutcracker Ballet, Had to do a special show
You
on
do,
that
yes,
for the station. I got another name for it, but we won't say that on the show. And
Right, we won't.
and I was a little hangry, so I said, you get in the cupboard, and I'm like, what? I don't go what sounds good. I go what would go good with Rebel 6 rubs.
There you go.
That's what I was looking for, and I'm like, you know what? I said, I wonder if I could put Dragon Dust in with ramen noodles, or ramen noodles, however you want to say it.
Ramen.
And yeah, it was spicy, but it was really good. It just gives the right punch to it.
And they got 9 different types, obviously from all the way from ghost pepper season extraordinaire, where you're basically crying,
Yeah.
to they got some sweet and sours. They've got some almost like a Tex-Mex type to I'm trying to think of how the fish one tastes, but they got all across the board. Give them get on their website, check them out.
Use the promo code.
Use the promo code, and you can get it sent. And something to give the actually, just put it on the table at Christmas time and let other people try it.
Right.
Just that's what I did up at. Hey, put this on whatever. Just try it.
Throw a little on a burger. Throw a little bit on some deer meat. Tim Cius said,
Yes, no website. I forgot about that. But you can find them on Facebook.
everything on Facebook.
Yes, I can get to them you as long as they're ordered by December 19th.
There you go, folks.
There you go.
I'm telling you what, you will not be disappointed with his calls. I'm telling you what, they're beautiful. They sound great. We love them, and
What? We love them.
turkeys love them.
Turkeys love them. And the per plate is something not your typical. You see it every day.
It's a little quieter.
It purrs.
Yeah.
Right? And the one thing about the per plate is that's what I was kind of stressing is if you go into turkey so said aisle, there is pot calls, mouth calls, everything. But how many per plates do you see?
And not only that, you wrap that up or you put it in a little box, that'll fit right in a stocking too. It'd be a good little stocking stuffer. So we highly recommend it here at the Up North Journal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Rebel 6, so that takes care of your seasoning your foods and maybe some other things, whether it's wild game, regular game, fish, anything, salads,
Vegetables,
ramen noodles,
popcorn.
popcorn. That's right. So and like we said at the beginning of the show, you get it, you order it, they'll have it to you by Christmas.
If you got food, you got to have something to drink, especially on a cold night.
Right.
Especially if you're in the cabin like we are tonight. Go over and get you some Hunter's Blend coffee.
And over there at Hunter's Blend Coffee, you can check out their tumblers and their mugs and their 2 black powder and their regular roast.
Absolutely.
And again, use our code and we'll get... but you will find... I think Hunter's Blend is a really nice, smooth coffee. It doesn't... Even their black powder is smooth to me. It doesn't have that.
Right. And another supporter of ours is Buck Baits. Go over there. They've got a plethora of different things, not just the scents and lures. They've got other items as well. So go over for the outdoorsman, outdoors lady in your family.
And right, and Buck Baits is on the show right now, and there says we are ready and shipping for the holidays.
So there you go.
So you get it ordered, get it ordered on their website. They'll have it to you. It sounds like they'll definitely have it to you by Christmas. So what Mike and I want to do is use the pine scent on the top of the tree and earth on the bottom of the tree.
Yeah, I think we ought to try that on yours.
No, that's okay.
You got an artificial tree or
Yes,
real?
I do. Artificial.
Okay, so do I. I'm afraid if I do that, the dog might think it's real and then go over and use it for
A tree?
A tree.
Right?
So-
Exactly.
Because it's that good.
Exactly. So those are all the supporters. Go out, support them and as they support us.
PSE.
PSE. We talked to Dan just a few short weeks ago about the new line of bows that they've come out with.
You got a bow for anybody in your family.
There again, one thing PSE has done is they've Pete Shepley. We talked to him last year, show 500, and there's one thing he wants basically everybody and anybody to shoot. So whether you're 4 to 104, he has a bow that you can shoot. whether it's a grow into style, whether it's a indoor archery style, maybe you're bow hunting. They got them all, and they got different price ranges too. So they got Pro Line series all the way down to the regular your big box type stores.
Yep, absolutely.
Best thing to do with that, and Mike and I can tell you, like we tell everybody else, you got to shoot them.
Absolutely.
You go shoot them. Don't be afraid to pull off other people's off the rack. Try them as well. It's like a car, people.
That's right. It's got to fit you.
It's got to fit you. It's got to feel nice. It's got to drive.
You know, and two other companies that I do want to mention before we wrap this segment up. Another great supporter of ours, Easy Cut. You know, the hand pruners. If you got a gardener in your family, I mean, it doesn't have to be a hunter. It can be somebody that does gardening out. The hand shears. Those things have a lifetime warranty on them. You know, go check them out. They got the same warranty on the loppers and then the pole saw. Just some great gear, and they've helped us out this year. And Scent Lock and Scent Blocker are running some great deals right now over on their websites. So for the outdoorsman or outdoorswoman in your family, get over to their websites and check them out as well, because right now there's some great deals to be had.
I tell you what, the Easy Cut thing is really for anybody that does anything outdoors.
Yeah.
Whether, like you said, it could be just as simple as around the yard.
Yep.
Or professional, or like us hunters. And yeah, they come in handy. Those loppers are just, it's a neat thing.
Absolutely.
It's pretty cool.
So that's just a couple of quick little things here that we thought about, and
Ron Fairchild. Thought I was done.
No, Ron, you're not done. You got to get some Rebel 6.
Right.
Hey, Josh Hagerman's watching. Josh, how'd it go at Triple O? I seen you guys posting this morning, and Josh ran out of Oreos in the stand. It looked like he was eating something else. I don't know what it was.
Was that the thud we heard?
I think it was.
He's got to have his Oreos, man.
I know it. They're coming out with a new flavor, too, I heard. So.
Yes, they are.
But
mystery flavor.
But yeah, you know, check out the supporters of our show that support us and help us by supporting them in return, because I tell you what, the gear we use, we talk about, especially the ones that we partner with, we do that because we believe in it, and it's just some awesome stuff.
You know what, and not to forget, if you have that one in the family that likes to do their own food plotting, why not give Packer Max a call?
That's right.
Packer Max.
That's right.
You know, for the price and for what it does. Lincoln Roan over there at Packer Max. Hey, nothing better than finding a Packer Max under the tree.
That would be a big tree.
You might roll it over. But you know what we're saying, folks.
Yeah.
It's something. Price point on that is really good for what you can get it for. And you just go over to Lincoln Roan over at Packer Max, and he'll take care of you and set you up and have one delivered out to your place.
There you go. All right, I tell you what, if we've forgotten anybody, it wasn't intentional. It's just we're running up here on a break, so we're going to take our last break. We come back, we'll kind of wrap up the show, see what else is out there. Maybe some other people out there got some comments or questions that you want to throw at us.
Right.
So we're going to step outside, and we'll be right back after this.
All right, last segment of the show. Uh-oh. The haven't even started is climbing.
Come on, people. 42% of you haven't even started, and 42% is still working on it. I can handle that. There's still 16 days, but man, people haven't even started yet. I don't know about y'all. I really don't. All right. And one more segment to go tonight.
Yes, sir.
All right.
One more segment, and then I'm going to go home and prepare myself to head south.
Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Welcome back. Last segment of the show. Kind of give you guys some ideas about some Christmas gifts for the outdoors women and men in your family. And we talked a little bit about Danny's love for wolves.
Right. Well, when you hear them up there, it's just, you get that
feeling? That eerie feeling?
When we were up there in October, my cousin, who was hunting a half mile away from me, had him closer.
Mm-hmm.
And he was using his saddle. And you know that feeling you get when you're up a tree in the saddle and you're just kind of looking around going, man, they're really close.
And I can't get down.
And you can't get down. Yeah, he had that feeling.
Okay.
And I'm like, well, yeah, I understand. And all you have is a bow.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Instead of being up a creek without a paddle, you're up in a tree on a saddle.
Right?
And you can't get down.
And you know, is he gonna try to run?
Yeah, no.
But no, he was closer than I was to him, and it is not a good. You get that up the back of your neck feeling.
Yeah.
Whew.
Well, I had a question that was asked of me about 2 weeks ago and asked if we'd talk about it on the show, and I think we got just about enough time. Somebody here locally, actually, that we both know, I won't mention the name, but it was a good question. And he was asking about scent lock and scent blocker. And he said, since you and Danny have used that, and now we work with them a little bit here, we're on their staff, and he said, how has it changed the way you hunt? And the first thing I said is, I had scent lock. I had scent lock way before I started doing any work with them.
I had it. Yeah. I had it before. Yeah, it's been a while since
I bought my
mine.
first suit back in 2000, I think, or 2001. Whenever I did my first bear hunt.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
Bear archery hunt. Let me rephrase that. It was a bear archery hunt. No, I take that back. It wasn't that far back. It was 2007. It was 2007 because I remember the hunt. It was my first bear archery hunt, not my first bear hunt.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think 2010 is when I started with blocker. And how's it changed the hunting? I think for me, it's changed the way I do my layering, and just learning to not go out in the field with everything on. Mm-hmm. Basically, going out in the field with as little as possible on, trying not to sweat, and just as it goes, start to layer up. As far as is that's kind of what that's led to for me, and the confidence in the product. Mm-hmm. Have I had deer stick their nose in the blind? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
So I feel confident in the product.
Yeah.
You know, obviously you can't take it away from your breath, but the other products that are out there, whether it be shampoos or anything like that, you try to minimize as best you can.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing I come up with on it is I try to control as much about my scent, scent control. I mean, I try to play as many things in my favor as possible. And back when I bought my first suit, I knew, a whitetail's got a great nose, but I knew bear, their eyesight is poor.
But their nose is really good.
Their nose is really, and that's basically their main safety mechanism. And when I had that suit on, I had a bear directly underneath me. I was 16 feet up, and he was probably 10 yards from my tree. And he came in. And you could see he was looking
for something he was smelling.
Well, he was looking. Okay. He was looking for me. Or he was looking at me because he saw something in the tree, and it's like, well, there's something there, but I can't really make it out. So he sat down, he opened his mouth, and I could see right down his throat.
Really?
Yeah, and he was sniffing and licking, trying to gain a scent,
trying to use all the scents that he could to get more scent.
Yeah, exactly. And he never made me at all. Not. And he looked at me for about, he did this for about 5-10 minutes, and then he finally got up and he felt comfortable enough. He went on into the bait. It was just, I never did get a great presenting shot. It was just the way he came in. He circled back around to the bait, and he never had a broadside shot.
Okay.
And then it got dark. But the point is he was all up in and around me where I was at, and never once got spooked. And to me, that's like, man, this stuff is really it really works, I've read a lot of stuff on it and done some research on it, and the proof comes when you're put in a position in the field that it shows how well it does work.
All right, and how I like to see it as well is there's also other products, and I can see one right now, even from Buck Baits, the scent eliminator. You use all these things in a combination, and it you try to get that decisive advantage over the whitetail. You're trying to outsmart a nose or a bear in your case. And here next week you're going to be trying to outsmart an elk. So, and take care of your equipment as well.
Yeah, I guess the thing, to answer the question he asked was that for me, the way it changed the way I hunt, it gave me more confidence, number one, to get in close to game and have game get close to me, to where I could get shots, and execute a shot a lot closer, especially for archery. It was just building that confidence level. It didn't make me feel like, well, because I've got this on, I can do this or that.
Oh, invincible?
Yeah, it didn't do that. If anything, it really enhanced in my thought process and trying to control as much, like I said, as much as possible. I think that's where it's really up my game, and being able to see more game, get closer to game, and being able to take game. So
and Ron here says he even has. He's had a scent lock all green undersuit for many years ago. He's thinking probably from the late 80s.
Okay, right on.
And yeah, it's just one of those things when you, is it 100%? No, because we breathe.
Right.
It is what it is.
Right.
But there's so many products out on the market to help you enhance, like you said, you wear the clothes, you spray the sprays, you play the wind. It's going to put you closer to the game, especially for
and even when the wind changes, you've got that confidence that, hey, I've got something that's working to my advantage that's going to help me. And I've seen that play out down in Indiana this year as well. I mean, I had the wind change on me in the middle of a hunt and still had game all around me. So I guess to answer that question, that's what it allows you to be more confident, and I think it heightens our awareness of what we need to do to stay scent free.
Right, exactly. And getting out there, and actually another thing to do is actually getting out there and seeing how they react to different things. Whether it be the wind shifting, did really observing the game you're after will tell you how whatever you're wearing or you're doing is performing.
Is it working or not working?
Right, exactly. When the turkey's coming in, I'm waving my arms at them. But anyways, observing the game, seeing what they're doing when the wind shifts. Maybe they're not picking you up, or maybe they're picking you up, but they're not picking up.
They still are inquisitive. They can't figure out exactly what it is.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So it gives you confidence. Try it. You don't have to go full bore and to buy a whole entire head to toe base layer. Buy a couple garments at a time, and try them. Start with base layers. Buy a base layer. Say, hey, okay, try this, and work yourself up.
There you go. So,
and also another important thing is make sure what season you're going to go into, because they've got early season, mid season, and late season.
Yes.
Don't go out there in late season with an early season outfit.
No, you're free.
You will freeze.
You'll freeze. No, or if that's all you have, layer up over top of it.
Yep.
Use it and then layer up over top of it. So that's what I recommend.
I totally agree with you. I try it and see for yourself. We use it. I use Blocker. He uses Scent Lock typically. Go buy something, try it, and see for yourself. Just like we talked about in the other segment about bows. Try it, see if you like it. If you tried it doesn't work out, you tried it, man. You can't say that you didn't.
Okay, I'm going to throw one at you here. I just kind of thought, because we got about 5 minutes left.
Shoot.
What's the one piece of gear you've got in the last year, 2, 3 years that's changed something for you in hunting, that's really made an impact? I knew you was going to reach for that. We haven't talked about that, but
this, right?
That's mine too.
For bow hunting?
Yeah, I knew it was laying up there. That's why I asked.
For bow hunting, this has become, I won't say a game changer, but a form changer.
Absolutely.
And thanks to Dan, because he took us to school, which he should, because he is a top shooter. But this right here, I thought I bought one this will be our third year, 4 or 5 years ago, and I thought, oh, this is the way to go, but found out it was totally wrong. But he said, hey, try this, but this has become an archery form changer for me. So the one piece of gear that has changed my bow hunting and shooting overall would be this guy right here.
Yep, I have to agree. The stands, that's a SX3. And Danny and I shoot the same one, actually. We both have the same one. And it has increased my confidence in shooting archery. It's increased my scoring, my form. Everything's just gotten better and better and better. So that's the one piece of gear that I've invested in that I truly believe in.
Absolutely. I will go with that 100%. It's amazing. And also, that is the purchase part of it. But the knowledge we've gained shooting with Dan and Chris Schnurr, for that matter, with that has become, it's awesome.
And the late Jim Beasley as well. I got to give him credit as well as far as the knowledge. I guess if you're an archer, I'm just going to say our Christmas present to you: surround yourself around knowledgeable, good shooters.
Yep.
That's the best piece of advice I can give anybody: is surround yourself around somebody who's very knowledgeable about shooting and is very good at it.
And don't be afraid to ask questions.
Ask questions. Yeah.
No question is a dumb question. Because if you don't know, ask. We do it all the time, whether it be Chris, whether it be Dan, whether it was Jim. You just got to ask it.
Yep.
So, but yeah, the one piece of equipment is this guy right here. That guy. So.
Yep, very valuable piece of equipment to have in the field, and learn to use it, and you won't be disappointed.
You got it.
So. All right, well, we're running up here at the end of the show. As we said at the beginning of the show, next week we will be out of the cabin, so we will not have a show next week unless something changes, which I really don't think it will between now and then. I don't see us pre-recording anything. There's just not enough time.
You're out of town. I'm shipping out of town.
Yeah, so that's not going to happen. So, everybody, we will be back the Sunday before Christmas?
2 weeks from tonight.
2 weeks from tonight, which... yeah, that's the Sunday before Christmas.
Yes, it is.
So, if you guys are out there doing some muzzleloading hunting, some late season archery hunting, maybe a late firearm season. I know some of the guys are still in shotgun season and stuff like that. Just be safe while you're out there. We've got ice coming on here in the area a little bit. It's not ready yet, guys. Just please wait.
Wait. It's not that cold. It's gonna get cold Wednesday and Thursday, but I think it's gonna go right back up. So don't think about it. And before we leave, 38% have not even started their shopping yet.
You got 16 days left.
Right.
Better get her done.
We should ask that question in 2 weeks.
Yeah, we'll ask the same question and we'll come back in 2 weeks. Hopefully that's at 0. So, all right. For those of you on the podcast, we're going to sign off. Y'all take care, and we'll be back again in 2 weeks here at the same bat time, same bat channel.
In the same cabin.
In the same cabin. Y'all take care now. All right. For those of you on the live stream, if you got any questions, throw something at us.
You're right, Ron. Good luck on your hunts. Hopefully Mike has a successful hunt next week while I'm with him, and hopefully, if that's the case, maybe we can break out something live right from the field. I don't know how the signal is up there.
It's doable in places.
Okay.
So with that being said, yeah, I plan on doing some live drops from up north. It may be in the evening when I'm at the place we're staying at. And I want to give a shout out, Toasties. Toasties Cabins in Wolverine, Michigan is where we're going to be staying. And everything I've seen, heard, and read, those guys are awesome. The guys are very easy to work with, and I'm really looking forward to hanging out up there and checking their place out. So, but we'll be, I think we'll be doing probably some live drops.
We'll see what we can do.
Yeah, so there's internet up there, so just depends on which hill you're on.
I
or
was
valley
just
you're
about
on.
to say, yeah.
So-
What hill, what valley you're not going to be in.
Right. So, but other than that,
Other than that, we should be good.
so y'all take care. Get your Christmas shopping done, and we're gonna sign out. So y'all take care. We'll see y'all in 2 weeks, or we'll see you live from up in Wolverine, Michigan later this week. Y'all take care.